Hi there and welcome to this reading. This is a timeless reading, but I am going to be laying around the energy of the 8-8 portal. So the idea of confidence, authenticity, standing in your light and having fun with it. We're really going to tap into that today. But trust that if you find this on another date, that maybe you're meant to hear this message as well. We're going to see what is coming up for you, my dear. This was the first one. The 3 of Swords. In regards to your confidence, there was a sort of a heartbreak. Maybe this is a heartbreak from very, very, very long time ago. Maybe from your childhood, where your parents potentially broke your heart by not caring enough about the things you cared about, or by putting you down, leading to you lacking confidence. This could obviously also be a very traditional heartbreak. So maybe there was an ending of a relationship, or a relationship, whether romantic or maybe even a friendship, that left you feeling really hurt, really vulnerable, really heartbroken ultimately. And this was your confidence took a big hit from this. What do we have here? Judgment in reverse. This pain, this deep-seated pain, led to you internalizing judgment. You started to judge yourself just as other people would, because you felt like that is the right thing to do. Because if everyone else is telling you one thing and you say yourself something else, then maybe you're wrong. So in that sense, I think you might have been subject to a lot of negative judgment towards your authenticity or creativity, my dear, and I'm very sorry about that. But do not fret, because every challenge is simply a way for you to get stronger in that skill. So there must have been a reason for you to go through all of this, and I'm sure there is, my dear, and I'm sure you know. Oh, the Hanged One in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse. There is a fear of letting go, a fear of having to sacrifice who you are. I think you're scared of the judgment that might come, of the version of yourself that you are then perceived as by other people potentially. Sacrificing the control. You're scared of sacrificing the control of the perception you have. Why? What the fuck? You're scared of sacrificing the control that you have over how people perceive you. That is funny that I could not get my words out there, because as this was happening and I was completely losing it in terms of my motor skills there, I thought, oh, I could cut this out. And then the message is that, though, of trying to control perception, right? So I'm not going to cut it out. There you go. My brain will go error sometimes, and that's okay. And maybe this is the fear that you're being called to stare into their eyes and stare into their face and say, okay, let's do this. Yeah, I know it's scary. I can't control what people think if I just am me, if I'm not trying to be a meticulous version of me that is presentable and acceptable to a certain group of people I'm around, or situation, or phase in your life. We have so many labels, so many boxes, and people use them to feel safer in the chaos and the uncertainty of life. And then we feel like we need to do that, and then when you realize you don't actually fit in one or the other, in any of them 100%, we get this crisis, like, what am I then? Who am I then? What version of me is the real one? The version of you is the real one that does not think about where it's going to be put in. The version of you that doesn't care where it's going to be put in. Because, and I felt super called to just look down at the last card that came out, the King of Wands. Because I am feeling this so strongly, but you are meant to shine. You are meant to roar. Be loud, be proud. That is Leo energy. We are in Leo season, my friend. It is the 8-8 portal, even if you're not watching it now. Step into that. Step into the energy of, no, I'm just going to be me. I think with Leo, there is oftentimes this association of overstepping into the ego. But I also think Leos are slightly misunderstood, or the energy in itself, because it often comes, that part comes from the perception that others have then. Are there people that are full of themselves? Absolutely. There's also people that are just being themselves, and other people perceive it to be being full of yourself because it's just so outside of what they consider to be the norm or acceptable. But you are a unique human being with your unique talents. And if you feel called, if this message is relating to you, if you're feeling what I'm saying, I had a reading yesterday that ended up going in this direction as well, so maybe there's a message there that you might want to check out as well. But we're gonna keep going. No, I'm gonna take these ones. What is going on? We got 3. I love things in 3s. Grounding, passion, and strength. I love it for you. But especially because the strength card, this is not a tarot deck, this is an oracle deck. But the strength card in the tarot is actually represented by normally a woman and a lion. So again, the Leo energy, the confidence, right? And you gotta, this pain that you felt. And what I'm also sensing, if this was not a particular thing, like you can't think of any particular phase in your life where this was so prevalent that it led to some sort of a block, maybe this is just continuous little cuts, because the 3 of Swords is cutting. So maybe you've been hurt throughout your life. Maybe not every time super strongly and it was a big stab in the back. I think you've experienced that too though as well, and I'm sorry. But what I'm sensing is for a lot of you, this is just like bit by bit, like chipping away at you. Chipping away, but it allowed for you to build so much strength. You built so much strength through working yourself to a place that you're saying, okay, no, I've internalized this. All these small little comments, I've internalized them, and now I'm scared of what people are gonna say, and people are gonna, you know, which box am I gonna be put in? How am I gonna be perceived? And it's scary. It's very, very scary, but you're very strong. And you are gifted ultimately with your passions. Every human being has things in their life that brings them joy. And if you're not hurting any soul, anything, go and do it. Step into it. It's unbelievably exhausting and frustrating to think that we are in a world in which people cannot always do that, and they cannot step into their passion fully because there's the responsibilities that come in, financial stuff that comes in, family, right? But you can build your passion from the ground up. This is an earth card, the passion, and also the grounding card, potato. A little potato, which seems so simple, and yet it's so good. It's so great to have potatoes because they allow for a lot of basic nutrients to be met, right? So from the ground up, I feel like you had to build up your passion. You had to build up this confidence to get to a place to be the King of Wands. And here's the funny part, because you'd think, okay, so I just gotta like go out there and just be like, I'm done and I'm loud and proud and fuck everything and fuck everyone. I don't think this is your path, my dear. I think your path is recognizing the passion that you have, the things that bring you joy. And again, if in your life you find it difficult to incorporate it or fully do it, like if you have something that you would like to do full time and it's not possible, start doing it slowly. Just put a bit of effort every day into your dreams, into your passions, and do it for no one else but yourself. And look at it afterwards and say, I did this and I'm proud of myself. And slowly but surely, with every step you take, grounding yourself in your knowledge that you are a strong, independent human being, whether female or male, and that you are able and capable of doing whatever you want in this life, and to be a beautiful shining light. Oh man, I feel a little sad just now. It's like I tapped into the energy of you receiving this message, and it's making you tear up because it feels so obvious, and yet it is such a deep pain. Yeah, that's the origin, right? There's such a deep pain underneath all of this that is holding you back. And it's the opinions of people. It's you're putting too much into what's on the external rather than the internal. And you can trust the internal. You can trust it, but it gets loud in the external sometimes. You've had to go through a lot of stuff that makes it extra loud. There's been a lot of noise, my dear. Okay, so I'm very proud of you for being on this journey, for being in this beautiful, beautiful, shining energy now. Because I want you to know, even if you feel like you're still not able to fully be yourself, fully shine, keep going. And be proud of every little bit that you managed to stand more in your power and in your light. Really, be proud of it. And I'm going to be very vulnerable here and share with you guys. I have been on stage doing stuff since I was 4 years old. It's the joy of my life, apart from helping people and connecting and like just helping make this life a little less painful, a little more loving. And I haven't been on a stage for 10 years. I've been too scared, and not scared, but it's literally, there was a big block in me that came about with all the things that were happening in life, and it just is what it is. And I always knew I was going to get out of this and I was going to come back. And I can say now that I feel I have. Have I had a concert? Have I been on a proper stage? No, but I'm here. I'm doing this, you guys. And I'm so proud of myself that I get to look you in the eye. Not really, but you can see me. This is huge. I could not stand in front of a camera. So I don't want to go too deep into my own stuff. You don't need to hear that, but some of you might need to know and hear that you're not alone in this. We're all going through it. Every person goes through it. And especially if you are outside of the norm in any way, it's even more difficult. It's even more challenging for you to really stand in your light, because you're gonna be the opposite of find Wally. Where's Wally? Do you know the guy with the stripes you gotta find? He's super hard to find. You're gonna be the one that you find immediately. Sorry guys, my storage was full. I guess it was the end of the story there as well. But I had picked you 3 cards before that happened. And they all have a beautiful image and something on the back, and I'm gonna show you them and read it to you. What if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? A portal that opens to your genius. Yee! Can I make this up? I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. Are you kidding me? Yes. Your strangeness is your brilliance. It's your portal to it. I honestly can't think of any person in history just now, like obviously maybe there is and I just can't think of it, but I can't think of any big person, big personality, someone who was seen as brilliant that wasn't also seen as in any way, some way eccentric or difficult or blah 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 blah. And we got to remember, people will have judgment about everything, but it's the judgment that it will stunt you. It will keep you in place, and it will lead to you going through life wishing you had been able to do that, wishing you had been that version of yourself, right? The one that is closest to home, the one that allows the strangeness to be. Like right now, I am sitting in a random forest, you guys. And people could just come around. I'm scared about that, but you know what? It is what it is. I have embraced that people will see me as a strange creature in this life, and it's okay. Do you know why? Because I know for a fact that I'm making a difference by being me. Me being honest about who I am and what I need and how odd I am or whatever is I'm being an example to others, and so can you, and so are you. Shine your light, do your thing, chicken wing. We got 2 more messages here. May you always be in your highest magic, remembering it cannot leave you. It is you. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that, and that is you. You are all that is, and you are all that has ever been and all that will ever be. But the you that is currently perceiving this reality in the body that you were born with is here for a short amount of time. And I hope you make the best of it. I hope you allow yourself to play with your magic, to be in your magic. Look at this again. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be pointed at. And this is something that's coming to mind actually now. This idea of how the female has been suppressed for, most of history, of recorded history. And one of the biggest ways to do that was the witch hunts, right? A woman did anything that someone wasn't happy with, that didn't follow the rules, that was anyway disturbing the patriarchy, and it's a witch. And oftentimes these so-called witches were the healers, right? The ones who were, standing out in a way. Why? Because they were able to do things others weren't. And that can be triggering to people, because we ultimately are animals, and we are always in this survival mode. In a way, I don't think a lot of us are conscious that we are, unless we really, really work on it. And through that comes then social survival, right? Hierarchies. And if there's someone to blame, then that means that you can be saved. If you can point a finger, then maybe not everyone will be punished, kind of thing. And I think especially as women, whether you are a woman or not, because this is just the female energy, we need to embrace all of our beautiful aspects, all of it, and embrace the witchiness, embrace the magic, embrace all that makes you you. And last message here, there's so much that can happen in one day. Be alive with every generous present moment. Yes, there is so much that can happen in one day, and you can make so much happen by standing in your power, by trusting yourself, by believing that your strangeness is a portal to your genius. I love this one. This is such a good card, because it just really boils down what we're talking about here today. Now, I'm going to get you some advice for what you can do to step even more into your power. Allow yourself to move into this direction of confidence, of flow, of authenticity, no longer being scared of what people think. Honestly, adapting a I don't care attitude has been the absolute biggest change for me and my ability to share at this point in time. I just don't care, because it doesn't matter, because the few people that I reach, the few people within the people that I reach that actually feel like this helped, and they feel seen and they feel understood, that's it. That's all I wanted. So everything else is just extra, and I decide not to take it. Thank you very much. All right. So we have some advice here. The Three of Cups. And the Tower. When life gets really rough, when you find yourselves in moments of turmoil, confusion, loss, when there's a lot of change happening, turn to those people in your life that know you, that see your light, not those who try to tell you that it's not there, or that it's not what you think it is. Trust those people that are also honest enough to tell you when you are wrong, yes, but the ones that truly love you, the ones that truly accept you, and that want to see you grow and shine, that want to celebrate with you. The Three of Cups are three people just dancing and celebrating oftentimes. And here we have a little family. Look at them. Oh my God, look at these faces. Oh, can you see? It's so cute. It's too cute. I want to squish it. So yeah, maybe also children and animals, you know, like spending time with them and feeling the love that comes from that. But what I'm sensing here is just the people who truly know you, the people who truly see you, where you feel seen, understood. And again, these are not people who will always just be your yes man. These are people who will be honest with you, right? Those people, they have your back through whatever turmoil that comes, through whatever backlash that comes for you being you. Those are the people that will stick around. And I'm going to tell you, my dear, it might be that some people might fall out because they do not turn out to be those people that you thought they were, or that you have the connection that you thought you had. But that is also part of life and part of the lessons that we go through as human beings. What more? Okay, so these two, by the way, the Three of Cups and the Tower that we just talked about, fell right under the, what is the strangeness? What if your strangeness is actually your brilliance, right? So I'm really sensing that these people that you feel love you, truly love you, and embrace, and you feel embraced and you feel like you can embrace them. These are the people who will allow you to pass through this portal, who will support you in going through this, as you are perceived as potentially a genius or not. But in the idea that a genius can be a positive and it can be a negative thing, depending on how the person perceives you as they tell you this word, you know, or they use this label for you, or as you use this label for you. So just make sure that you surround yourself with people that really, really love you and care for you. Now, these three, I'm going to place for symmetry's sake. There we go. I can't speak today, guys. Underneath this one, may you always be in your highest magic, remembering it cannot leave you because it is you. Okay? And for that, the advice we have is the Hermit, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Look at this. Wow. And you know what I'm seeing here? Look, my dear, I'm getting right into it. You have this beautiful balance here in your advice. There is stuff that you have to do in the external, there's stuff that you have to do in the internal. The external is you saying, I don't give a fuck about what people say outside of the people that truly love and care for me. And that's that. And then the internal here we have, when it comes to your magic, when you question your magic, go within, connect within, the Hermit, the light within, the guide. It will always remind you again, this is it, yeah. You hold it in yourself. You can be your own magic, you can be your own guide. The Four of Wands and the Five of Wands. You're gonna go through the ups and downs of life, my dear, internally as well. But here is the thing. These ups and downs are equally part of this magic that is life, of the energy that is life, the good and the bad. It is all you. It is all you perceiving you through you. And then take this you and make it everyone else. Make this word mean that as well. The quote Tattva Masi, for me, really, it touched me very deeply when I first read it. Must have been like a decade ago or more. And because it literally can be translated to, that is you and you are that equally. It means the exact same. And what I'm seeing here, look, the Four of Wands is a card of celebration, a card of reaching a threshold, of coming back home, and people are waiting for you and saying, yeah, like cheering you on for everything that you've managed to do. They're so happy for you. But then the Five of Wands, the conflict card, coming up as well. So what do we see here but the duality of life? The up, the down, the good, the bad. Again, all labels that we place. We see this life as dual because that is the perception from which we are most capable to grow, as we are meant to as human beings. If we were meant to perceive more, we would. And I think we are slowly, my dearests. But that is a whole different story. what I want you to know and to remember is that magic cannot leave you. Everything that is one, so how can you be separate from it? How can your authenticity, your expression be wrong if everything just is? And then I can question you, is it good? Who cares, my dude? Who cares? Do you enjoy doing it? Okay. Do you hurt anyone, anything? No? Okay. Then do it. Then do it and follow your dreams. You only have this life as you perceive it, so make the best of it. We're all here to grow and evolve, and I genuinely think the time we reach death, I want to have done all the things that I wanted to do, and there's no particular things, but I want to feel like I was me, like I did my thing. Whatever it was, I did my thing. And I hope you do too, my dear. I'm gonna leave you with this. Oh, that was a long message. Look at this. Alrighty. Mr. Chunky, you want to say bye-bye? Go on. You want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. See you next time.